The Devil's Redemption, Daredevil Reborn. For Matt Murdock, the line between hero and villain had always been razor thin. By day, he was the blind attorney of Hell's Kitchen, tirelessly advocating for justice. By night, he became Daredevil, a masked vigilante delivering his own brand of righteousness. But what happens when those lines blur beyond recognition? When every truth he's clung to is torn apart. Matt was about to face his greatest trial yet, a fight for the soul of his city, his friends, and himself. The calm before the storm. Hell's Kitchen had been experiencing an uneasy peace. After Wilson Fisk's imprisonment, smaller criminal factions had attempted to fill the void. Daredevil, along with his allies, had managed to keep them at bay. Matt had found a semblance of balance in his life. Nelson, Murdock, and Page, the law firm he rebuilt with Foggy and Karen, was flourishing, taking on cases that truly mattered. Yet, beneath the surface, Matt's peace was fragile. Foggy noticed the strain on his friend as Matt pushed himself harder than ever. Karen, always perceptive, sensed Matt's inner turmoil but chose not to press, not yet. Unbeknownst to them, the Kingpin was far from defeated. Wilson Fisk's mind had been working tirelessly in his cell, planning his resurgence with cold precision. The storm came without warning. Frank Castle, the Punisher, appeared at Matt's doorstep with a dire warning. Hell's Kitchen isn't yours anymore, Red. Fisk is back, and he's bringing hell with him. Castle's arrival signaled the first of many shocks to Matt's system. The Punisher's methods clashed with everything Matt stood for, but this time, his words carried an undeniable truth. A shadow over Hell's Kitchen. Wilson Fisk was not content with merely reclaiming his criminal empire. He had spent years cultivating alliances with corrupt politicians, tech moguls, and law enforcement officials. His new plan extended far beyond organized crime. Fisk aimed to rebuild Hell's Kitchen in his image, displacing its most vulnerable residents under the guise of urban renewal. Fisk's influence seeped into every corner of the city. The media painted him as a reformed man, a philanthropist dedicated to improving New York. Behind closed doors, he unleashed a campaign of terror. Gangs were united under his banner, enforcing his will with ruthless efficiency. And then came the ultimate blow. Fisk knew Daredevil's secret identity. Using this knowledge, Fisk began targeting Matt's friends and allies. Karen Page was ambushed on her way home, barely escaping with her life. Foggy Nelson received anonymous threats, forcing him to reconsider his role in Matt's war. Even the people Matt had saved found themselves under attack, a cruel reminder of the collateral damage his vigilantism caused. A fractured team. The pressure took its toll. Matt, racked with guilt, began to withdraw from those closest to him. He couldn't bear to see the pain Fisk's vendetta was causing. Karen confronted him, demanding answers. "You can't keep shutting us out, Matt. If we're in this fight, we're in it together." Her words struck a chord, but the weight of responsibility kept Matt isolated. Elektra Nachios returned complicated matters further. Presumed dead, Elektra resurfaced with critical information about Fisk's operations. Though her motives were always murky, Matt knew he needed her help. Their dynamic was as volatile as ever, passion and distrust intertwining. Elektra revealed that Fisk's ultimate weapon was more insidious than brute force. He intended to expose Daredevil's identity to the world, framing Matt as the true villain of Hell's Kitchen. The Punisher's crusade. Meanwhile, Frank Castle's war on Fisk's empire raged on. The Punisher's brutal methods stood in stark contrast to Matt's principles, but his effectiveness was undeniable. Castle took the fight directly to Fisk's lieutenants, dismantling their operations with ruthless precision. Matt confronted him, their philosophies clashing in an explosive encounter. "You think killing them solves anything?" Matt demanded. "It's the only thing that sticks, Red," Castle replied coldly. "You're too busy playing hero to see the bigger picture." Despite their differences, the two found themselves reluctantly aligned. Castle's intel on Fisk's network proved invaluable, even as Matt struggled with the moral compromises it entailed. The Kingpin strikes. Fisk made his move with devastating precision. He orchestrated a coordinated assault on Daredevil's allies, ensuring no one felt safe. Foggy was attacked in broad daylight, leaving him hospitalized. Karen's investigative work was discredited, her reputation in tatters. And then came the coup de grace. Wilson Fisk stood before the cameras and revealed to the world that Matt Murdock was Daredevil. The revelation sent shockwaves through New York. Matt's world crumbled as the lines between his two lives disappeared. He became a fugitive, hunted by the police and targeted by Fisk's forces. Yet, in the face of overwhelming odds, Matt found strength in the unlikeliest of places. A united front. Elektra, Karen, and Castle rallied around Matt, determined to fight back. Even Jessica Jones made an unexpected appearance, bringing her unique skills and biting sarcasm to the team. Together, they devised a plan to take down Fisk once and for all. The final confrontation unfolded in Fisk Tower, a fortress of steel and glass towering over the city. Matt confronted Fisk in a brutal showdown, their clash embodying the struggle for Hell's Kitchen's soul. Fisk's taunts cut deep, challenging Matt's belief in his own righteousness. But Matt's resilience and the support of his allies carried him through. The Devil's Redemption. In the aftermath of Fisk's defeat, Matt faced the wreckage of his life. His identity was no longer a secret, and his relationships had been irrevocably changed. Yet, he found hope in the resilience of Hell's Kitchen. The people he fought for stood by him, proving that even in the darkest times, the city's spirit endured. Daredevil had been reborn, not as a solitary figure but as part of a community. The fight was far from over, but Matt Murdock was ready to face whatever came next. The Devil was no longer just a guardian of Hell's Kitchen, he was its heart and soul, a beacon of hope in a world that desperately needed it. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Daredevil's journey, make sure to subscribe to the Hype Digest for more captivating stories and insights into your favorite characters and franchises. Don't forget to like this story, share it with fellow fans, and leave a comment below with your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you. Let's keep the hype alive, together.